What is the most important, irreplaceable part of your life? I conducted an interview with 10 separate individuals at my workplace and asked them the same question. 10 out of the 10 stated that their families were the most irreplaceable part of their life. So I feel it's safe to say that most of you feel the same. That being said, if you could potentially help prevent a horrific event from happening, regardless of if it was your family involved or not, I'm almost positive that you would do what you could to help intervene. This is why Apple should have to release terrorist cell phone data to the FBI. Terrorism has become an ongoing problem in not only the United States, but around the world as well. An article on CNBC.com that was published only 9 hours ago speaks on a car bombing in Turkey's capital that killed at least 27 and wounded 75 others. I know this is a subject that most people don't like to talk about, but the first step in solving a problem is admitting there's one in the first place. Since the World Trade Center buildings were struck in a terrorist attack on 9/11 of 2001, we have had 13 terrorist attacks linked to radical Islam that have struck the U.S. The most recent attacks include the Boston Marathon bombing of 2013, the Oklahoma Vaughn Foods beheading of 2014, the Texas Art Show shooting of 2015, and the one that hit close to home, the San Bernardino attack of 2015. As we all know, that most of these attacks are threatened via social media or just in the media in general. It is safe to say that the masterminds behind these attacks discuss plans through email and phone conversations. This is why there should be a bill passed which would require not only Apple but all cell phone companies to release terrorist cell phone data to the FBI. Seeing that there are so many providers of cell phone coverage in the country and abroad, the bill should require that all cell phone companies release cell phone data of those known to be or have affiliation with terrorism. The bill would require that an in-depth investigation take place first in order to confirm said individuals that pose a potential threat to American safety, as well as prevent a Fourth Amendment right violation. For those of you who don't know, the Fourth Amendment is the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue, but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. By confirming the identities of those who are a threat to not only our family and friends, but to national security as well, it will provide probable cause which will be supported by oath or affirmation. This being said, the act of having these companies be required to provide information would not only help prevent attacks by giving us a heads up before they happen, it would also be constitutionally sound. There will be plenty of those that oppose the bill, and this shouldn't come as a surprise. They might say things such as, "This is a violation of rights," or "Big Brother shouldn't always be watching what we do or say." I couldn't agree more with the Big Brother question. However, as I stated, there will be strict guidelines as well as an in-depth investigation in order to confirm potential threats. This would ensure the privacy of those who aren't involved in any terrorist activity. So basically, your everyday Joe or Jill that live their life out normally. Other questions that might be raised would be, when will enough be enough? This is another great question. The safety of your family and friends should be enough. Unfortunately, it seems as if we don't fully think about our safety or want to jump on board, ensuring that is a priority until a tragedy like 9/11 happens. There is no timeline answer for this question because there's no saying when threats against those who live on American soil will stop. But by having Big Brother constantly monitoring only those who are deemed a threat, we are taking a step in the right direction and ensuring we are safe at home. In conclusion, I have discussed how terrorism is a prominent problem in the United States and abroad, as well as providing examples of how it's hit close to home. I have provided you with a solution in the means of monitoring those who are a potential threat to our safety, as well as providing answers to counter-arguments. Our safety as a country should always be a concern that we collectively have, and it shouldn't require a terrorist attack that causes us to lose hundreds of our own citizens for us to actually think about it either. We as American citizens have the inherent right to self-defense. What better way to exercise this right than to have the upper hand and stopping tragedy before it strikes.